You're listening to the Pagoda Boys, recorded at the No Limit Cafe, downtown Pagoda, Tennessee. We hope you enjoy this episode.
The Pagoda Boys are sponsored by Craig Barron Surveying, West Tennessee Crappie Fishing Guide Service, Chase Petty Outdoors, Pine Bluff Materials, Universal Contractors, Nutrient Ag in Wimberg, Jimmy Moppin, Hidden Hooks Ministries, Pete Kaiser Accounting Services, Mud Lake Planning Company, Decal Basgro and Delta Pine, Outer Limit Power Sports, Dr. K's Tin Cans, Hurt Seed and Halls, K-Rose Farmers Gin, Jove Cotton, Waterfowl Outfitters of West Tennessee, Tyson Foods in New Bern, Cypress Creek Outdoors, Duck River Bird Taxidermy, Farm Credit Mid-America, Ford Construction, Hilliard Farms in Nauvoo, Window Alexander Realty, Choctaw Transportation, Steepleton Tire in Memphis, and our very own Childress Farms.
Hello, listening and viewing world. This is the Pagoda Boys. We're broadcasting from the No Limit Cafe in downtown Pagoda, Tennessee, the self-proclaimed duck hunting capital of the universe. We got a couple of special guests I'm going to introduce here in a minute, but before we get to the interesting part of the podcast, we got to go through our regular, kind of boring thing by talking to Wally at first. So, Wally, how you doing?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing good. Good to see White. First time I've seen him since.
Well, I was going to ask you who that guy is sitting next to you.
I mean, we was going to bury the bobblehead, and then he shows up. So
we got the real live bobblehead?
We got bobble. I mean, look at them. Both of them's head size is proportionate to their body.
It's for a big brain.
Big brain, is that what it is?
Yeah.
We thought it might be ego. We wasn't sure.
No ego.
No ego.
Then you got White Beavers over there, who was a regular on the podcast, and then he went AOL. And you know what? And I saw him last night at a fundraiser for a young man that's got cancer, and he asked me, was I going to be there? And I said, well, yeah, I've been there the last few times. And he told me he was so busy that he couldn't find time to do anything. I said, well, I know you went to the Bahamas.
Yeah, for a week.
Yeah,
and that's something, right?
I did go to the Bahamas, and that was a very last minute trip. But I've been busier now than, life's hit me right in the face with busyness, and it's my busy time of the year at work too. So I've been working till 8 or 9 o'clock every night, and then on Sundays it seems like you've got to play catch up from everything you missed during the week. So I've been slammed.
Then all of a sudden you just avoid the Pagoda Boys and go to the Bahamas. I understand.
So
did you swim with the pigs?
I did. That was a last minute trip for Haley's birthday.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's nice.
So we went from like 9th on the list to 32nd.
I don't even know if we're on the list. I never did know we was on the list.
I seen a boy last night and asked me if I'd seen White, and I said, no, I don't even know what he looks like anymore. And he said, well, we ain't either, and we live in Roellen. I said, well, I ain't going to Roellen to see him.
I ain't been home. I haven't been home.
And he said he's coaching a travel ball team.
Well, that's good for him.
Travel ball, softball,
all right.
Work, everything.
Good. Well, it's good to have you back. RT,
I'm glad to be back.
This is RT. RT, how you been?
I've been good, Tony.
Better than you look?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. That's good. I was worrying about you. Anything you want to say before we pull the plug on your mic?
You going to pull the plug on me? I may pull the plug on yours.
RT starts out with a joke. What do you think about that? I like it, RT. You're going joking and poeming.
Yeah.
A poem at the end, a joke at the front. He's funny.
Jokester and a
you want
poester.
a poem? I get one.
Oh, that ain't a poem? Oh, that's a philosophy.
He does a quote.
Quote.
Yeah, quote. There's a difference, Wiley.
Confucius.
He's Confucius.
Confused.
Well, anything you want to add before I introduce our guest?
No, let's get on with him.
All right. Well, we're fortunate to have a couple of special guests near and dear to my heart. This is my father-in-law, Tom Foster. He's right here to my right. And right beside him is William Paul Campbell, which is his brother-in-law and my wife's uncle. And what we're going to talk about today, well, not really sure what we're going to talk about today, But I've got a lot of questions and things I'm going to ask because these guys have been around a long time. When were you born, Mr. Tom?
1940.
That wasn't a trick question. They're going to get harder. They're going to get harder. I'm just letting you know.
Well, I had to think.
Mr. Tom, you're 85. Well, Paul, you were born when?
August 42. 1942.
So you're almost 83.
Almost
83. And these guys have been hunting and waterfowl and all kinds of things up and down the Obion River for all of their lives. Mr. Tom, you're from New Bern originally, live outside of New Bern now.
Right.
And William Paul is from Lennox, and I guess you've always lived all your life at Lennox, right?
We lived about 2 years in California during the war, but we came back in World War II, and we've been in Lennox all the time since.
Oh, I did. Well, I knew your dad was in the
Navy.
Was in the Navy during World War II, but I didn't know. Were you born in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But he after the war, he moved back out there and got him a job, so that's why the whole family had to move out there.
Okay.
And then he got one day. He told my mother, "I'm hungry for some gray squirrels. We're going to Tennessee." In the next 3 or 4 days, we headed back to Tennessee.
There you go. Well, we'll get into that story a little bit later.
I'm going to have to put it closer to you.
Yeah, put that closer to you, talking to the microphone. So, you were born in 1940. You were born in 1942. Now, Mr. Tom, your dad was in World War II, correct?
Correct.
Now, he was in what branch?
Navy.
He was in the Navy, and
My dad was in the Navy.
your dad was in the Navy as well.
Yes.
Now, was your dad in the Atlantic or Pacific or which one? Do y'all remember or do y'all know?
My dad's in the Pacific. And he was wounded in Battle of the Philippines on the ship, USS Vicksburg.
Vicksburg? Okay. What about your dad?
He was in the Navy, stationed in Hawaii, and he worked on the fighter planes that came in, get them back on the, deck or whatever they went to.
Was he stationed on a ship?
No,
He was a mechanic.
he was a mechanic, and I don't forgot which place it was, but the Hawaiian Islands.
Okay. Now, was your dad a farm worker before he went into the? I guess he got drafted.
No, he had to wait till my mother had Ann before he would ever go to the Navy, and we had the farm on Cow Lane in Lennox was in the Campbell name. So when it's still, some of it is still in the Campbell name.
Oh, okay. And Cal Lane is there in Lennox.
Yes.
Okay. And what year did you graduate? Where did you go to high school, Mr. Tom?
New Bern.
Okay. And William Paul, you went to high school?
Dyersburg.
And you graduated in what year, Mr. Tom?
61.
You graduated in 61?
Yeah.
What year did you graduate, Mr. Tom?
58.
58. Now, you played football, Mr. Tom.
Tried to.
Well, and William Paul, you played, right?
I played football and I played baseball in high school.
Did y'all ever have a game against one another?
No.
You never did play Dyersburg back at that
No.
time?
I think
I'll ask Mr. Tom.
Basketball we did.
I'll ask Mr. Tom why Newbern didn't play Dyersburg in football. Why did Newbern and Dyersburg not play? This is coming from a Newbern perspective.
Yeah.
All hearsay. They tried to schedule a game when I was a senior for Thanksgiving, but it was voted down.
Voted down.
But that's the only time I ever knew.
Now, was that because of the quarterback Newbern had at that time?
No, if they'd known that, they'd probably played it. But we played them in basketball every year, but not in any other sport.
Never played. Well, did y'all ever have? I mean, besides football and basketball, did y'all have any other sports at Newbern? Did y'all have a baseball team?
Not school sports.
Not school sports. Okay. And you graduated in 1961.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, you went into farming, correct?
Right.
Now, what did you do when you graduated high school, Mr. Tom?
I went to Memphis State.
Now, what did you go to Memphis State for?
Good reason. I was on a football scholarship. But,
So you went to Memphis State to play football. Okay.
Can I assume you were the football quarterback at New Bern? that what Tony was trying to get to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to tell it, and I've just heard a lot of the older folks talk about how good they were back in the day, and
We went undefeated my senior year, last undefeated team in Dare County.
and which is New Bern at that time was a small school. How many players y'all have?
We had about 13 that could play in a big game.
Back then, players played
Yeah.
offense and defense, correct?
We had about 200 kids in high school from the 7th grade through the 12th, and of course back then it's segregated.
Yep, but was Dyersburg segregated when you were in school?
Segregated?
Yes, did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and then the
Well, college was even Memphis State was segregated.
segregated. Well, where did the you went to New Bern High School and you went to Dyersburg High School. Where did the I guess African Americans? What was the name of the schools they went to?
Bruce,
Bruce. The ones in New Bern
Bruce.
went to Bruce as well.
right?
Bruce.
They had a grammar school, or I don't know what grade it went through down at the end of Monroe Street, but we played. The kids that went to Bruce played sandlot ball with us all the time on Monroe Street. We had baseball, football, basketball all year, during each season. And in fact, they'd come to our games and stand in the end zone. I'd go to their games and stand in their end zone and
So-
cheer for them.
So they had ball teams as well.
Had good relationship, no problems. We always we played together and had a good time. No problems. No problems.
Just kids being kids.
Kids being kids.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So you went to Memphis State. Tell us a little bit about your time at Memphis State. I've heard these stories. So, how big was you when you went to play football at Memphis State?
I weighed 165 when I went down in August. Weighed 202 in February. That got me the job of changing from quarterback to linebacker. No, they had 5 quarterbacks there, and they were all better than me, so I decided I'd try for a different position. And luckily enough, I got big enough and moved to linebacker and fullback. So I went as a quarterback, changed, but Memphis State was an enjoyable place to go.
Did y'all ever have any big games that you can?
Ole Miss was always our big game. We started the season off with them. We played Mississippi State, Alabama. We played some big schools. I went the first year Spook Murphy went. He went as coach. First year I went as freshman.
Now, Spook Murphy was the coach.
He was the football coach for
okay.
several years there.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that was a fun time. I guess that late 50s, early 60s?
59, 60, yeah.
59 and 60.
Started in 59.
Were the players on Memphis State and I guess Ole Miss, Mississippi State, were they generally bigger and faster than the ones you were used to playing against?
They're not the size they are now, but of course high school players wasn't either. Our high school team line, our tackles weighed 175, and our guards weighed 145. So they don't do that now.
Now they're 300.
How big? That's a good. How big was a lineman for Memphis State back then?
Well, we had big tackles that weighed 270, like that, but guards were still. Well, John Bramlett was 175. We had some, below 200 even then. But the schools we played, most of them were all linemen. We were around 200 or better.
200.
But 250 was, I dare say, pretty close to an average, around. The linemen weren't as big as they are now, by no means.
Yeah, and what are they now? Probably.
330, 320.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got
Offensive line will weigh 300.
Yeah, it's just a little bit different. Games, I guess, today is a little bit faster than it was back then. Probably a little bit bigger, and I don't know if it's more violent.
Your
then.
backs are bigger, and quicker, faster. Everybody's better, probably.
Oh, what kind of compared to today, Mr. Tom keeps up with football and things, compared to the equipment you have today compared to then, did y'all have face masks?
We had one bar.
One bar?
One single bar. In high school. Now in college we had bigger bars.
Did y'all wear leather helmets or did y'all have plastic helmets? I don't know.
Yeah, we had plastic, but they've been known to crack, bust in cold weather, but they're not nothing like they have today. They're really nice. Even in high school, when my son played, their helmets were super.
Compared to what?
Compared to what we had, looks like what you buy at Walmart for your kids now.
I can remember when I played football in high school in the early '80s. That the varsity players, they had the helmets that had the cushions in them, but there were still some of them old, I think they call them suspension helmets, where just webbing inside of it.
Yeah,
looked like the inside of a military helmet.
I remember seeing them too.
The head helmet fit y'all?
Yeah.
they had extra large helmets, big ones. They had to have some big ones to fit our heads.
You didn't get no pad, did you? They had to take pad
Get
out.
mud pad.
That's why it was all webbing.
Yeah.
What position did you play?
I didn't play football.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
They have helmets to fit us all.
They probably have a helmet fit you too. That's some big helmets. Nah,
I got a small head.
You got a small head? That explains a lot. Explains a lot. Well, anyway, and y'all got any questions?
Well,
about
I missed.
Yeah, let's.
Nothing's changed.
No, since Tony's going to let us speak now, we've got him on here to talk about. We're trying to do the series of figuring out Whites Lake and before it Broadbent, and these are duck hunters from way back, and we're running out of people. We don't want y'all to take this long, but we had to hurry up and get y'all on here. we want
we're
your,
going pretty fast.
We want your expertise and your opinion, and we want to get it recorded because there's questions that we can't answer because we can't even find nobody older than y'all that hunted down in that area.
Well, imagine not. They're all dead.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
They don't buy too many people living past what we are.
Yep. So that's part of the series of, and we're going to actually get the ones that developed it after that become Whites Lake to come in and speak too. So Tony's going to prod y'all about duck hunting, I think.
If you let me get to my, you asked me to make an outline.
Yeah, but you told me you wasn't going to.
No, I told you. No, you asked me.
You must have took too many shots to the head.
He asked me to make a PowerPoint for this.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't have time. This morning at about 9:00. And I said, well, I'm not going to do a PowerPoint. I'll make an outline, which I did. And I actually used my Max Pro
can we get on with it?
16. If it's all right with you, we will.
All right.
Is it all right with White? Is it all right with you?
Oh yeah.
Won't you, RT?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about duck hunting in the Whites Lake area, and we're going to talk about duck hunting later about up at where you started. But William Paul, when did you start going duck hunting? About what age were you?
About 15.
15.
Yeah.
So that had been in what year did you say?
In the 50s.
57?
In the middle 50s.
In the middle 50s. And who did you hunt with?
Hunting with my dad and my cousin. We called him Big Boy. He worked in Memphis for the Memphis Lake Gas and Water. And whenever get backwater, like say on Thorny Cypress right down the road from us, we'd just get in the boat when it was duck season and go down there and find a spot that they was working. They'd set me out there on an old log, do the calling, and that's how it started.
Now, back then in the late 50s, early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, how far is Lennox? Now, I know how far it is, but people's listening. How far do you think it is from Lennox as the crow flies to what is now Thorny Cypress and Whites Lake Refuge?
Oh, maybe 3 miles.
3 miles as the crow flies.
Yeah.
And Lennox is right there on the Obion River.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, back then in the 50s, I mean, now most of that area is cleared, it's fields and things.
Mm-hmm.
Was it that way in the 50s?
No, it was a lot of woods in the 50s. A lot of timber that was out there to be cut by the loggers, and just like going down to the old Lennox Bridge. That farm on the left was a solid forest, and right across the road it was all woods, and that's been cleared in the last probably 10 to 15 years. But we had still had a lot of woods.
Now, when you say the Lennox Bridge, you're not talking about the interstate, are you?
No, the old Lennox Bridge that fell in when we used to.
The one that's out.
Now, next, describe that bridge, because it's actually a pretty, it's an interesting bridge. It was different than most bridges you see. What did that bridge do?
That bridge turned when they had a boat coming up from the south, and it needed to go under that bridge. They all had to. I don't know how they warned each other, but that somebody would turn that bridge in a circle to let that boat come under that bridge and go everywhere he was going.
Now, for those of you that hadn't seen that bridge is now at Lakewood, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's you ought to go back and look at the Lennox Bridge. There's some pictures online. I've looked at it. It was it was, to me, it looked like it had a pillar in the center of it.
It did.
And it had a turnstile or something.
It did.
And that bridge, I guess, would decouple from the.
Yes, it would. Yeah, and they do that because that's the only way it would turn. See, they had to decouple something, and it just turned, and then that boat would go on up there and do whatever he had to do, and he got ready to come back. If he might have been loaded with logs or something other, going up the river. Then when he came back, he could have been flat, and he might not have needed to turn that thing. But I'm not for sure about that. But the bridge had to be turned for the big boats to go up, the river.
Now, what you're talking about are like commercial boats, not John boats and fishing boats and things.
Boats hauling, just say they're hauling a load of logs or something, load of whatever. They'd have to be. It was too high. Sitting on the boat, it's too high. The boat wouldn't go under the bridge, so they had to turn it so it would go. Let the boat on up.
Did you ever see that bridge turn?
Oh Lord, no.
No, because that all happened before you were.
Yeah.
They had smokestacks. That's when they had to turn it.
Yeah. I mean, what people don't realize is the Obion River, which is one of how many rivers in Dyer County?
I don't know. It keeps growing.
6 now?
But it was
5.
it was commercial. People were running things, but that was before they channelized the river.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting feature of Lennox. It's not there anymore, but it is at the bridge is at Lakewood now, and there's pictures of it. Maybe RT can get one of them, put them in the video to show the uniqueness of that particular river bridge.
But we used to farm a lot of land over in there, and we didn't want that. We wanted that bridge to stay there because we didn't want to have to go all the way down the 20 highway to come in there and work a field that you could almost throw a rock to.
Now, 20 highway is the road that runs from
Dyersburg all the way down to the Mississippi River.
Yes.
But everybody knew it was dangerous. They even piled a bunch of dirt and stuff on the front end of it, on the Lennox side, to keep everybody out. But we just dodged it. I'm just talking about with our trucks and truck and naked tractors. Mm-hmm. And everybody just dodge it and go on.
It'd have a big hole in it.
Have a big hole.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Daddy carried us across it.
I remember going across it as a kid.
Yeah. And then you could look just out the door, and you seen the river. It was scary.
Yeah,
that was in the 70s.
My mother would get out and walk across it and let us drive across.
But what people don't realize, there was no interstate.
No
at that time.
This was all happening before the interstate.
Yeah, and wasn't it a concrete road? Was the road
half slab?
Was it a half slab?
Yeah, half slab from the Lennox store of the railroad down to the bridge. Yeah, half a slab. And I forget which side had to get off the slab onto the gravel, but you just drive. When you first start driving, you was hoping this guy would know what to do so he wouldn't run over you. And you just got off. Who was supposed to get off, you'd get off.
Now, which one of the pools and things are down in that area now?
It's
the Thorny pool?
What's south of Whites Lake? Is them Thornies too?
Yeah.
The North Thorny and South Thorny?
think
That'd be
so.
North Thorny, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah, for the people, our listeners that go down those roads to hunt those pools, I think the concrete is still there.
It's-
Yeah.
There used to be a river bridge crossing right there. Where did that road go to?
I think it went to Eloise, I guess.
Yeah.
Across the little levee, big levee.
It come right up there where you turn, go down the levee. You
Yeah.
go right across
Yeah.
and into the levee.
It went to the big levee.
Was there a ferry down there at that time?
Yeah, at the end of 20 highway.
No, where the half slab went to. It went
No.
to the big levee. It just went straight across the
No
big
ferry.
levee, didn't it?
Yeah,
No
yeah,
ferry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Boost
Yeah.
Point.
yeah.
Now, so the majority of that area back then when you started hunting was all woods.
All woods. Yeah. There's a few acres, up the Yarber Road. It was a few acres up in there, but majority of still timber.
That was late 50s, early 60s.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's still a lot of woods in there, in the Thorny Cypress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still a lot.
I think
Now-
that's pool 1 and 2 that
It
puts
is.
right up to the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when y'all would hunt, did y'all have blinds?
In the woods, no.
What'd y'all hunt out of?
We just hunted out of a boat and just try to find an open spot. Then get a bunch of vines
in
and stuff,
water.
pull around it and call them in.
Okay. All right. Now, when y'all would go hunting, would it be 8, 10 of y'all go at a hunting party, or 2 or 3?
Well, later on, it would just be me and Tom and LD. But early on, my cousin would bring some of those guys from Memphis. That I'm talking about in the '60s now. Worked for Memphis,
yeah.
like gas and water, and they'd want to be wined and dined.
They'd want to be wined and dined. Y'all take care of them, take them hunting.
Well, his daddy hunted until he got sick.
Yeah.
He hunted with us almost every day, most every day.
Yeah.
Now, where
Unless
would
he
y'all
was
put
busy.
in at?
Right on the other side of the bridge. It was most of the time it was a
Yeah.
place right there, what we call the island, where the old river bed went around, and they cut it out. They owned about 100 acres right
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
we had you could put in there and go right into the river.
Now that's one of the WMAs now.
That's the walk-in
Right.
pool, I'm
Is
pretty
that the walk-in pool that y'all call the island?
Yeah.
Did y'all ever hunt what is now Whites Lake Refuge?
Yeah. See, back then, a man by the name of Broadbent owned it, and he had blinds on it. That's the first blinds I ever remember down there. He had blinds all the way around. He'd bring people like General Westmoreland, governor from Kentucky, people like that in there. But he had a dummy line around it, and he had a guy he kept there all the time, and that man would go around in his little boat making sure nobody was there. But that's where we'd slip in, hunt that fence line, and that was honey holes in the woods. When those ducks found those woods, it was just Katie barred the door. But William Paul, myself, Mr. Campbell, sometimes we'd go in over on the Miston side and have a trailer, and we'd load up sometime a whole wooden trailer, 12, 15 people,
At least.
and go in there and set up on the dummy line, all of us standing in water, and have a good time.
Y'all were hunting timber.
Honey.
Oh yeah, timber was the place when
Yeah.
the ducks found the woods there at Whites Lake. That was the place. Now, Broadbent had a good place, and when we hunted outside of it, it's funny how they would shoot and the ducks would come out. We'd shoot and the ducks would go back in. It was kind of a back and forward. We'd wait till they get out there and sometimes build up to us, but but we were the only people over there. It wasn't anybody else on the Miston side. It wasn't another hunter.
Yeah.
Where was the next hunter? I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes we'd be the only ones in there, and my daddy and Broadbent got to be good friends,
He did a lot of work for him. So
and we kind of took a liberty sometimes of getting a little further in towards Broadbent, because we knew what else was going to happen to us, And matter of fact, he's ate supper with us before over, and we just took a few liberties, but we, didn't harm nobody.
Now, what? Now, would y'all duck hunt? Now the season is 60 days a year. There's some people that hunt 60 days a year. Would y'all be able to hunt 60 days a year?
Yeah.
We hunt. After we got our blinds in that west side of the bayou up here down there at Miston, we hunted nearly every day that was huntable
Now, did y'all
on the west side of the bayou.
Did y'all put in water structures to hold water?
Well, the drainage ditches in the fields that would come down and go out to the bayou in the wintertime, and after the crops was out, we'd stop all those up. And then we say like the last field down in the south end, I think we put a trailer or something other in one of them down there on the lower end.
That was our first blind. Yeah, but we'd block that ditch up every year with a backhoe.
Yeah,
And
that's how we caught our water.
yeah.
Now, when you started hunting in the late 50s and early 60s, did people catch water and hold water, or did they just hunt when the river got out?
When we first started, there's a little bar ditch around Whites Lake of the woods, and we'd pump water out, and we might have a spot about half the size of this store. And that'd be but the ducks loved it, little bitty spot. It was only water around besides Whites Lake. So it was good till the water got out. And
What happened when the water got out?
it got better.
It
Too
got
much,
better?
too much water.
Did Broadbent pump theirs? Broadbent pump their place?
They had a big pump right off
Yeah.
the river.
Yes.
That's kind of where we went in off the river, down on
Yep.
southeast end of it.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember, was it always there as long as y'all can remember? When do you think Broadbent developed their place?
Oh, that was in, I'm going to say late 50s.
Late 50s.
When you say you get a trailer full of 12, 15 people, back then, what was your daily harvest limit? Like, was it?
Well, you might.
Because I've heard like 1 and 2.
It got down the bad years. That was bad years before that. When we were hauling them, it was probably 4.
You kill
Yeah.
4. So about like today.
Yeah,
if
it
you're
wasn't
shooting
bad.
mallards.
It wasn't bad. If I remember right then.
Yeah.
And what he's asking you is what the limit was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't asking how many y'all kill.
That's a good way not to answer the question.
Two different ways.
Yeah.
But now you know what in the 60s, early 60s, they got down to 2 or 1. I can't
One,
remember.
I think.
One
Yeah,
at
I've
one
just
time.
heard stories of back then it being so much smaller than the point system and all that stuff.
It was.
And if you shoot a hen mallard, then it counted so many
Right.
points. So, yeah.
And so many people quit hunting. I mean, right after that, for a year or two, duck hunters just kind of evaporated.
Yep.
And it took a lot of good years before people started coming back. But Mr. Campbell cleared that woods for Mr. Kirk in 63 and 4.
Somewhere like that, yeah.
Because I was dating Ann at the time, and was about 500 acres, wasn't it?
Yeah, about 6.
And he cleared it for a deal for so many years free rent, but that put us in access of having that place there.
That was the field on the west.
Yeah, it's the one
Right.
Yeah.
Now, was that field that y'all talking about that got cleared, was that the field y'all would walk in and hunt the timber?
Yes.
No, well, it
Yes.
was next to it. It was next to it.
Yeah, next to it. That's where we'd park the trailer and tractor on the north end. Everybody climb into the trailer, and we'd go all the way down to we hit the woods. Then, Tommy Cross them had a field down there. We'd turn in there, either on the north end there or go on a little further to the south, and then we'd stop and walk right out there and in them woods and shoot ducks.
No,
It's one the card man's got now.
I don't.
What's his name?
Rich owns that field, but y'all even went all the way down. Was it Tommy Cross or was it a White?
Tommy Cross worked the field, but I don't really know who. It was a Yarber that owned the field,
Okay.
but Tommy Cross
Yeah.
worked
The
it.
state owns it now.
Yeah.
That 13-acre field down there.
Yeah, something like that. But I worked it a year or two. Then they come up. They was going, and going to do something with it, so they got it.
Yeah.
Now, back then when y'all walked in to hunt, how deep would the water be where y'all would be hunting?
We would go to just before it got over our
Over your
boots.
boot.
Now, what kind of, now,
Somebody would get over their boot.
you're talking about hip boots.
Hip boots.
Y'all had hip boots back then.
Yeah.
Well, they had those Converse. That was the big thing back then. Those old Converse boots, and that was your best ones. And them old black thin ones, they was the coldest ones.
Red Ball or whatever they were.
Well, that's what I want to. I want to get into. What was the hunting clothing y'all were?
Well, one time we was going down there, we had a load, and he gets up. We get down there where we was going to get off, and he gets out and he loses his. What did you lose?
Well, somebody was going to pull the plug out of their gun. Somebody was going to be illegal, but we won't talk about that. But everybody had canvas hunting coats back then. When they duck canvas type, everybody had the same kind of hunting coat, and everybody wore blue jeans. And if you're lucky enough to have a pair of underwear, long underwear, you wore them. And as many socks as you could get on under those Converse.
Would y'all, like when it was freezing up, would y'all hunt in them kind of clothing when it's that cold?
Same thing.
But would you wouldn't hunt all day?
All day.
You would hunt all day.
Me and Paul did. Now, his daddy usually went in, but me and him and LD would hunt till we froze to death. Just kept on.
So it ain't really changed.
But
The clothing's got better.
We were younger, a lot younger then. We was 25, 30 years old.
Now, when y'all were hunting that area right there, how many? I mean, y'all got y'all's hunting party. Now, let's say the ducks are really thick and having a good hunt. How many other hunting parties would y'all hear shooting around?
It wasn't nobody but us over on the west side of the bayou. And then when we went in the bayou, Broadbent, it was just Tom and myself, and most of the time LD and a man named Bob Odoms go with us sometimes. But a lot of times we were the only people in Whites Lake shooting ducks.
In that whole entire area?
In that whole west side of the bayou and the west side of that
Somebody, remember
woods.
Somebody one year bought a place where, we call it the Point Blind down there, where,
It's right off Mission Highway.
yeah, right down there at the edge where
Over there on the other side of the bayou on the left, heading toward
Gibber's got now.
Oh, Shane's got
Shane's got
way
it.
north of the north.
And we
of
just like to have a fit every time he shot. He was just burning us.
And they were what, 2 miles from y'all? 3?
Well, that's good 500 yards.
Yeah, y'all probably had about 5,000 acres that nobody was in the middle.
We didn't think anything about it at the time. Of course, we finally built a blind. They put a trailer in the ground, and we kind of fixed a blind out of that. And then later on, when Scott got big enough to hunt, we built a blind. But that's the first blind ever. I mean, that was up in the
90s.
way on up, yeah. We built this little place on a bank, or something like that. We called a blind, stuck up some.
Yeah, a hide, basically.
Yeah. And, we'd sit in those and place to pull a boat, but I'd say 90% of our hunting was in a boat, and probably 90% of it when Mr. Campbell was alive was standing in water. He liked getting in a place. He had places that he knew.
Yeah, the ground was higher.
And we'd get out and hunt like that. He liked that. And it was good. It was good.
Where was his favorite place to hunt?
over Misted in west side of that bayou and down there in that woods is where he's talking about. He could not bragging, but he could call them, he could shoot them as good as any man ever walked, and that ain't no lie.
He put a stick up in the bank. He put a stick up in the ditch. You remember over there, and that was the beatin'est thing. And we would just really have a good hunt one day, kill a limit. And the next day we'd start there, we'd go by that stick, and that water would be down or up. And he'd turn around and go to another place. And it'd make me so mad. I said, my gosh, we couldn't have shot no better than we did yesterday. And sure enough, that's where the ducks would be. He knew that bottom.
Yeah.
He knew that bottom as good as anybody.
Did he duck hunt as a boy before y'all went to California?
Some when they lived down on Caline, but not a whole lot. Because he probably 21 or 2 or 3, when we had to go to war.
Hey, Wally, won't you pull this microphone a little bit closer to us?
See, they didn't have turkey or deer back then. We just had. He was a duck hunter, a bird hunter, and a squirrel hunter.
Yeah.
He was great at all 3 of those.
And by birds, you mean quail.
Quail.
Yes.
Well, y'all dove hunted, I bet.
Oh, we loved to dove hunted, but
Yeah, he didn't do much of that if I remember right.
yeah,
Like, when I
he had 2 bird dogs in the late 50s, was good as anybody, and even a guy from Mississippi brought his up here, thought he had the best dog. Daddy said his dog wasn't near as good as our dog.
Was he a coon hunter too?
No, well he did a little coon hunting, not a whole lot.
Now, back when y'all were, now I find that interesting because what they're talking about hunting is probably within a mile or 2 perimeter or 3 of Whites Lake. What is Whites Lake now? And back up until probably the 1990s, it was them.
Yeah.
Maybe another group here, but in the 60s and 70s, it was them. And if somebody sets up, I don't know, a mile or 2 from them, it's just ruining their day. And how many hunting spots do you think is in that area right now, or Wally?
Bee Lake was
All
the
of 'em.
first one.
Every field that you can, every field that someone's got, pretty much.
Yeah. Now let me 30, 40,
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
30 or 40.
yeah.
Now,
Right
now
there in
what-
one spot.
yeah, right there in that one spot that you're talking about. Now, when y'all would be hunting, how far would it be when y'all would take your shots at ducks? When did y'all think they were close enough to start shooting at?
When they're sitting on the table here.
Yeah, about far through that wall right over yonder.
So you're talking about 8 yards, 10 yards?
But in the woods, I've seen William Paul and some others shoot them when they come up. It just it just blow up. Maybe it's too close, You know how you do when you turn around, all of a sudden one's right there.
Yeah.
You don't think before you shoot. But that's where it was fun when the ducks would just. When we would get in the backwater, we would sit there till they come in and just. I mean, they'd light right beside you.
Right at your feet, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be just swimming around. We'd be sitting there just watching them swim around for the longest before somebody'd say, let's get them.
They'd light right there beside the boat, just like he said, and splash water into your boat, and that's no lie.
No, I've
They won't do
seen
that
it, but I've
now.
heard it.
That's no lie.
We don't even
won't-
get groups of ducks to work anymore.
They won't do it now because people shoot them at 40, 50, 60
Yeah.
yards, and they get educated.
You are talking about mallards too.
Well, that's
yeah.
the
No teal,
Some people want to.
no
You didn't see
anything
it.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole. So back then, y'all could work ducks.
Oh man!
Well, you know what we carried? We carried a bag, one bag of decoys
What about 10?
at the max. What we could put in a boat, and you throw them out, if you throwed any out. Now, when my good friend up in New Bern, KW Dennison, Earl Dennison's son, we, as a kid, back in the 57 and 8, ducks were really thick. We just go set up. Ducks would, you find a place that they'd work, you didn't have to have anything. Of course, none of us knew how to call. KW could call a little bit. But
So y'all would see a group of ducks, and y'all'd start calling at them, right? Did you call very much?
Me?
Mr.
Yeah.
Campbell used to did it first. He did the hollering first.
Yeah. You see some ducks, when they're coming down through here, when to start calling. Maybe 400 yards up there, 300. You don't say nothing to them. You just see what's there. When they get close enough to call, you just call them, and hopefully they'll come your way.
What would happen back when y'all was hunting if the ducks were flying and the ducks were 30 yards and somebody started shooting? What do you think your daddy would have done?
Well, he'd have told him what's what.
It was that was not. You worked the ducks in, they lit in your decoys, and you
Yeah.
harvested them then.
Is he making a jab at you, Wally?
I'm talking.
Why do you think it's me, White?
No. What I'm trying to do is
He got them up. We never did shoot ducks on the water.
But they lit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they'd be on the water. You
You
just keep setting them down.
You go hunting now with some people and ducks are 45 yards, and let's try them. Let's try them. But but that's the common thing.
I've
now.
seen them fall at
I don't
45.
think you would shoot at them, Tony, if they lit.
Tony, I've
You
seen
would say,
them.
"Let them go, let them go."
Too close to the limit, isn't it?
I've seen them fall at 45 yards when the let's try.
Well,
'em.
my point I'm trying to make is
know.
not that you can't harvest them like that. It's the fact that I think the point I'm trying to make is ducks act different now because hunters are different now.
Well, yeah.
Well, the refuge is more places for them to set.
Yeah. What was funny was I'd hunted with Earl Dennison, and they had that Stradivarius call. And I mean, he could just sing a tune on that thing. And I hunted with him and his brothers. Anyway, I listened to that for years. I went down there with them. Mr. Campbell had an old black oaks call. I'm sitting there right beside him, like William Paul there. And he showered down on that oats call. I like to jumped out of the boat. I thought, what in this world? They ain't gonna duck come from nowhere.
Well, back
at that time, they just fell in everywhere. So I hushed up and didn't think nothing else. But proves it a point. I guess it proves a point. But I think about that a lot of times and laugh. But that was so funny. But he could call that oats.
Well, back then the ducks it was probably better than a refuge. They had just about the entire river bottom.
Yeah, that was the refuge.
To themselves. I mean, it just wasn't. Now on opening day, there'll be, what do you think, 300 or 400 people hunting in that area? Maybe more. It's just ducks act different.
There was a place on that farm there where some willow blinds was on that creek. You never had to call a duck. They just loved that spot.
That field on the west side of the bow, we got a ditch from the turn row up all the way down till it hits that other ditch that goes into the. Mm-hmm. And me and Tom was up there hunting in the drainage ditch that hits the big ditch. And it was so, and I had to be at the PCA office at 8:00 because Daddy had done reminded me too many times. And we shot ducks, and the ducks would actually light on the behind us and splashed water in the boat. That's how thick and how they just came in there. They hadn't been hearing no calling, they hadn't anything. And we just covered up with willows and whatever.
Now, back then when y'all were hunting that spot, how many other fields were holding water to hunt ducks? Many?
No. Most of it in that area we had all the water.
Big Lake. Big Lake was hunting there.
Big Lake sure had water, but we had the water. We had the ditches. We had to drain it. And we could, if the water got over the one going into the bayou, we'd take a tractor up there and a blade and whatever and pile it up again so we could keep it.
Now, that was in the 80s and 90s?
Might have been 80. It could have been 80.
It could have been 80.
Was Scott hunting then?
He hunted up there some with us.
Late 80s he might have been.
Did any of y'all get any pictures of that?
Yeah, I got some pictures of that Scott took from an airplane. I thought was the best thing. So of the land with the water on it. We didn't take. Me and Paul or I knew one was much at camera work. We never did take pictures. We brought the ducks and give them to somebody and got out of.
You mean you didn't pull out y'all didn't pull out your cell phone and take pictures?
Fortunately, we didn't have no phones, no way to get a hold of us, nothing else. I'd go in and get my men off to work and go down there with we and Paul. We'd be back out by 8:00, and then we'd go back that evening maybe. But that's during the week a lot of times, unless we was off.
No brag, just facts. We done pretty good.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun back then.
Sounds
Yeah.
Now,
amazing.
when y'all hunted, what kind of ducks did y'all shoot? I mean, if I went out hunting with y'all and we killed 20 ducks, what would the bag limit be? Mallards, canvasbacks, teal, widgeons.
Most of them we tried to kill the greenheads, the mallards. Of course, you can't do that all the time, but that's what we wanted to shoot.
Did y'all ever see many teals or anything like that?
Yeah, not too many.
Later on, they got. It seemed like it was later, early. Now we did shoot some.
In the mornings, you might see some teals and stuff. Seemed like
The wood ducks sometimes got thick down there around that woods early, but I can't remember teal till up in the late '80s, maybe early '90s. I just don't remember many teal down there, but they may have been. We just didn't have them.
What about when Broadbent quit doing their thing? I don't know what year that was. Do y'all remember? And they cleared Whites Lake out.
I think
Made
it was
the
in
rare.
the 50s, late 50s,
You think it was?
when Broadbent got about that there.
Yeah, but when did they stop? Do you remember when they stopped?
State bought it. The government bought it.
Yeah, but Broadbent had quit pumping water there for a few years, and it all died out.
Yep.
Did that affect y'all's hunting when that happened?
No.
Because it still flooded when the backwater come up.
Yes. But we would watch ducks coming from the north. We'd look to the north, and we'd watch them coming down, and we could kind of tell too what to call and what not to call, and what was going to pass us, and what was going over towards Broadbent. But it was a great time of life.
See, we hunted Reynolds Lake a lot too. At a certain time of the year, Reynolds Lake was really hot, maybe for a week, and then it was. I don't know why it was like that, but it seemed like for about maybe a week, 2 weeks out of the year, maybe less, it was really good. But I don't know who owned Reynolds Lake then.
Well, it was part of that Kirk farm.
It's Mr. Lear's. Yeah, we had all that over there.
But you could come in off the river to it when the water was up.
Now, when you started, all right, when you first started hunting, everything was basically woods. And then when you was hunting with him, it was like, then you started clearing the woods.
We started clearing that west side of the bayou for Mr. Lear. And then after we got that fixed up and seeing what the ducks do, and go up there with a boat when the backwater was high before we even started, and watch the ducks and see what they was going to do.
Do you think did the duck hunting change any when the woods started going away?
Yeah, when it got the water got a lot of water in Whites Lake, it did affect us a little bit, but not a whole lot. We wound up killing to the end of the day. We'd have about as many ducks as we wanted.
Now, was it different type of hunting when you was hunting the clear field as it was when you was hunting the woods?
Well, when you hunting the clear field, it's just everything clear. You put your decoys wherever you want to, and then, of course, in the woods, you try to find some open area there to put your decoys and things. But I'd rather hunt the woods, find you an open spot in the woods, and let the water be knee deep or so, or more, maybe waist deep, so you can get around and just find your open spot. And if you got ducks flying, just throw you out a few decoys and start calling.
And
what about you, Mr. Tom? You rather hunt a field or the woods?
Oh, woods by far.
Woods by far.
In '93 or '94, we built a blind down there on that, what we call that willow. And we hunted every day. Didn't miss a day. Scott was working for Mason Hall Grain. They let him off to the duck season. He didn't miss a day. I missed the weekends. I didn't hunt Saturday or Sunday, but they hunted every day. I forgot how many ducks they killed that year, but what was ironic about it, somebody came in and cut our levee, and the water went out on it. And we got down there one morning, and Wade Willis and Scott and several was with me, and I looked out there, and all it was potholes. All the water was gone. You talking about some sick old boys. Their old lip was hanging down. I thought they were going to cry. And I said, they asked me, said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm fixing to get in that blind and hunt. They said, you're crazy. Anyway, I got in that blind, for about an hour, just whipped ducks. They kept trying to come in there to them little old potholes. I never seen anything like. But that was 93 or 94, so I don't remember how many other blinds were out at that time. But
When did the season go to 60 days?
I don't know.
Well, the season went to 60 days when Trent Lott was Speaker of the Senate and George W. Bush was president. So George W. Bush won the presidency in 2000, so sometime in that area.
See, we're talking about a 40, 45-day duck season, too, back then.
Now, y'all didn't get to hunt when it was back like that in the 90s and things. Duck season ended about, 15th, 20th January?
Yeah.
We used to hunt Missouri go to the river to hunt Missouri that extra 10 days. Our duck season wasn't open. But it was about a 40-day duck season then.
I got a question. So it sounded like y'all had a few, like going back pre the 90s when y'all were hunting out of blinds and stuff. It sounded like y'all had a few different spots you hunted. Was that all ground that y'all owned or got permission, or was it more just like a free-for-all because there were so few of hunters?
It was because we cleared the land from Mr. Lear Kirk. He let us work it give us 6-year contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Then another 6-year contract until later on. But yeah, that's what we did. We knew where we were going to hunt. That field somewhere would be fine to make the day.
Yeah. Okay. Was it? What was the reason there was so few of hunters back then? Was there just no interest in it, or was it
No water. No water, no boats.
Yeah.
No access. I mean,
'Cause
they didn't carry kids hunting much.
For y'all's group to be hunting and then one other group, the broadband group, I mean, that's crazy. Now
there was no
hundreds.
4-wheelers. All the fields were worked up and chiseled.
Yeah.
Unless you had a tractor or
Everybody
something,
didn't have a tractor.
you couldn't get there.
The
There was
difficulty.
no deer and turkey. When the deer became, ground started getting posted. Pretty much.
What,
You just couldn't go hunt anywhere after they started posting ground.
Back in when you started, Palmer's time, back when y'all started hunting, did you have to ask people permission to hunt on the ground?
If you hunted on their land, we did.
Yeah, you did, but of course we didn't have to ask anybody. But if we went on it, was going to go on anybody else, we would.
And what would happen? They say, yeah or no? I mean,
I don't remember hunting on anybody else's land, really, other than people that we knew real well.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people would let us hunt because we would know them. We wouldn't go ask them in the first place.
I know a lot of people said back in the 50s and 60s, and most folks, if you went and asked them for permission to hunt, they'd say yes.
Yeah.
And I can remember this story. I remember it had to have been in the 70s. Uncle Charles, mine and Wally's uncle, it was when 4-wheel drive trucks were starting to get to be, you'd see them. And I remember him saying those 4-wheel drives would be the end of people letting other people go onto their ground. And I can remember down here in the bottom, anybody wanted to go down there, they could go down there. Then people started going down there when it was muddy.
Yeah.
And making ruts. And Daddy hated ruts. I hate ruts.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
That statement's true. Nowadays, people won't let you. They'll say no just solely because they don't want their land messed up.
And rightfully so.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of liability now, too.
Well, you got to get your crop
liability.
out down them roads, and if they're rutted up, you can't get your crop out.
Yeah.
One thing about it, when me and LD and Tom would hunt, LD was so conscious of every duck that was killed with a band on it, he killed it. Every duck was shot in the water out there, he would go get it because he wanted to get
Was his last name
he wanted to
Childress?
get the band.
It had a
So
band.
me and Tom had it made.
I loved it.
He would get them. That's the first thing, and he'd pick it up and look.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't say nothing until he got back in the band, in the blind.
So he got all the bands?
He
Yeah.
got every band.
What about your daddy? Did your daddy
it
ever
was
have any
worth it.
duck bands?
Daddy saved duck bands. Yeah, he did. I don't. And I did too when I had a chance to get one.
Yeah, he did.
I do too.
And you won't get one if you hunt. Well, you
If I ever
may.
get a chance to.
You may get one if you hunt with Wally, but me and RT won't.
I will.
Y'all ain't served y'all's time yet. Y'all got years to go.
You will.
Yeah, they just won't ever know it.
Yeah, well, that'd be the only way.
But hey,
You,
but we will watch everything.
Back in the oh, this is probably middle 50s or earlier than that. We lived on Cow Lane when the backwater would get out, and the ducks would come back from the south where they'd wintered and going north, and I'd walk down there and where them ducks was out there in the field woods, and I would listen to how they called each other. You know, some come up there, and the old Susie would be down here. She'd be just a calling and then chattering, and I learned a lot of my duck calling from the real ducks.
Yeah.
Now, did y'all ever killing geese?
Oh yeah, yeah. We
You
we
kill-
run the river. We had geese.
They run the river.
What kind of
Setting up
geese?
to kill geese, they didn't know that.
What kind of geese were they? Were they white geese or Canada geese?
No, they're almost Canada geese. We killed a lot of Canada geese.
Did you ever really see any white geese back in those days?
Yeah, right there at the end, when over in the island, they got coming in on the island. Those
Yeah.
white ones got to rolling in.
That's right.
One or 2 years, that's about all we had there for a while. But
That was in the 90s, right?
talking about that Susie, when I used to go with Mr. Earl, he had a duck. He had a Susie that sat on his shoulder while he's in the blind. They had blinds down on the horseshoe in the duck pond. And he'd call, and that Susie'd call. He'd call, and that Susie'd call. That was cute.
That was in the 50s.
Yeah, that's 55, somewhere in there.
You can go.
That
You
was
can,
a good thing.
you can go and if you Google Earl Dennison and Tootsie, that was the name of his duck.
Yeah.
Earl Dennison was a duck call maker, and Tootsie was his duck. And that was his. I guess you'd call it his marketing thing.
Yeah, he went all over the United States selling them things.
yeah.
But I thought that was so nice to do that. But yeah,
Y'all get any more questions about waterfowl? Because if y'all don't, I'm gonna have to start asking about quail and squirrels and things.
Well, we need to know what drug Mr. Tom down to Lennox.
baseball.
Baseball first, and then what?
I went down there to play baseball. I'd never heard of Lennox till I went down there to play baseball. Man, my name hired Sullivan. They had a good team down there. Enjoyed playing down there. It was we had a lot of good times, fun down there. I met Ann down there.
There we go.
You know when love is blind.
Hers must have been blinds, all we know.
I got to agree with you there.
Now, hey, back about what year was that? 60, 61, 62?
Yeah, in the mid 60s, I'd say.
All right, in the mid 60s, was Lennox had a baseball team of men.
Yes,
They were grown men.
yes.
Everybody in the county had one.
Well, that's what I was going to get to.
Yeah.
What other communities had baseball teams back then of men?
Finley,
Finley?
Chick, Nauvoo, Dyersburg,
Lane,
Maine,
Pagoda,
Pagoda.
Friendship,
Yep,
Chick.
yep.
Had it one time. I think they might have dropped theirs, but Dyersburg had
Newbern
one.
didn't have one.
No, Newbern never did have one.
Now, where would y'all play ball?
At the old gin at Lennox.
We had a good nice field there right there at the gin.
Somebody's phone's ringing.
Pagoda played at over here at the community center.
Well, y'all would play. Did each community have its own ball field?
Oh yeah, and had their own fans. That's what made it fun. You go to playing, everybody had their own fans.
And it was adult men's league.
Oh yeah, anywhere from any age.
Then them,
In fact, Mr. Campbell played some for us, and
Yeah.
Otis Reed played.
R.P. Richardson.
R.P. Richardson played. In some games now, in regular games, of course. But
Now, did they have a grandstand?
Oh, yeah.
some
Yeah.
some of them did.
Wow.
Oh, it's a big crowd. That's Sundays was
Y'all played on Sunday afternoons, right?
Sunday
Yeah.
afternoons was big. In all the communities, is a big crowd.
what do you think ended it? the adult league. What do you think was the end of it? What caused it to end?
That's a good question. I don't know whether it's just the players that were playing got a little. It's kind of like a fast pitch league. I mean, fast pitch softball was such a good sport. I loved it, and I was playing fast pitch softball at the same time. And what ruined it was
Slow pitch softball.
no fast pitch. No, was what am I trying to think of? Travel teams.
Yeah.
They got one team to travel all the time, and they took all the best players out of it to make that one team, and it ruined the league.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I don't know what ended the baseball, but I bet a lot of these. I bet the decline of these community baseball teams probably followed the
farm
mechanization of farming.
Yeah,
Because-
because when we come around the 80s, we had county baseball for 10, 11, 12-year-old. And they quit playing the men's league, and we played during the week for Pagoda. And, and then all that died out a few years later. And then we played fast pitch softball, and it started dying out when all them people had daughters. And then they started the big the girls fast pitch softball in
What?
Dyersburg. And then we used to play slow pitch and fast pitch and modified, but all them people got older and their kids were playing and they had to quit playing ball.
I bet that he's talking about the early '60s,
Yeah.
and he talked about he mentioned one team, Chick,
Yeah.
fell out. My hypothesis is that the people just started not being able to field teams because people were leaving the farming communities and taking jobs in the town.
Yeah.
They were just leaving, and I guarantee you can follow that with the mechanization of farming.
Did Cotton Mill have a team?
Early, their teams were early. See, they dropped out
Before we
after-
They was in the 50s, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
they
It was in the 50s.
they had a real team travel.
There was a men's league baseball team that quit right when I got out of high school. They had one in Dyersburg.
Now, was there a gin? You said it was right there. Lennox's was right there by the gin in Lennox.
The old gin, yeah.
Now, is the old gin the gin that's there now?
Yeah.
Now,
Of course, this was a working gin back in the 60s. And we don't have a big crowd. We did a big crowd every Sunday.
well, I'm gonna ask y'all this because I know Pagoda's ball field and the grandstand was right behind the No Limit Cafe.
Yeah.
It's just right back off of Miston Highway. Now, where was the ball field at Finley?
It was behind the school.
Cool.
Yeah, you could turn off right there at the end of them roads there around the school. Just go down that way and take a left. Go down a little ways, and there it is.
What about Nauvoo?
Nauvoo played in Dyersburg.
Yeah.
Nauvoo, or what about Folks, 4 Points?
We didn't have 4 points.
What about Chick? Where was it?
Chick was just on the side of the road down there, and it was the worst place to play.
Yeah.
Anybody. The ground was hard,
I don't think they ever played in the league. Couldn't
So
think
cold.
of it. Friendship did for a while.
cold, hot.
What about Roe? You said Roe Ellen had a team, right?
No,
I
they
don't
played
think-
that. Who did
I don't.
who did he play for?
He played.
Dyersburg team?
He played for Dyersburg, I think.
Yeah, those boys played for a team in Dyersburg. They had a mixture team. Remember old Buttermilk and all of them?
Yeah.
They had a bunch of
Bo Rogers.
Bo Rogers.
trying
They
to
had a
fi-
mixture of players from a lot of different areas. Of course, I can't say nothing. I came from New Bern to Lennox. But,
Trying to figure out where all the old ball stadiums used to be.
Yeah.
well, I was playing for Cloverdale, and
Cloverdale had a men's league.
no, they were playing. They had a baseball team, and when I started playing for Lennox,
What's the old Wintonia on Lake Road that they're trying to get a petition to revamp?
Oh, is that the Ingram Field?
Is that what it is?
That's where we grew up.
But that's when that's in the 70s. That's
70s,
what
yeah.
meant. Well, the men's baseball team.
I didn't know
league
if
had
that's where they played. I didn't know.
They probably played either to Cotton Mill,
Burnham Field, not Burnham.
Burnham,
Yeah,
or the other
Burnham.
one. Jenny Bell, not Jenny Bell. What's the name of the other field that was over there? Burnham was the one cemetery,
Yeah, that's.
but
where
we played on one over by the Cotton
Cotton
Mill
Mill,
by
I
that
don't-
school.
I don't remember.
Jenny Bell.
Jenny Bell.
Yeah.
Cotton Mill used to be the Babe Ruth. League.
Yeah, Babe Ruth.
Senior Babe Ruth.
Yeah, we played at Burnham Field. That was a good field. It had fence all the way around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's left-handed.
One of the few places, one of the few places that had a fence and a grandstand too.
Yeah, it did have a grandstand years ago. I remember going out
Yep.
there and watching.
Yep.
But we had, it teams from Blyville, a lot of teams from Osceola, different teams that
Yeah.
came in here and played. It was a good league. I tell you what, our county had some good players. Good players.
Hey, down around Lennox, I'm going to change it completely. The interstate came through. Now, you were probably in your 20s or 30s or 40s when it came through.
Yeah.
How'd that all come about? Do you know?
No, I don't. I don't remember that.
It was good hunting, though. It blocked that water to
Slowed it down.
the south there, and man, you talking about a good place. The old ducks really come in there.
Now,
If you talking about ducks,
no, I'm talking about the interstate.
they just needed a quicker route across the bridge without using the ferry boats. See, they'd have to use the ferry boats to get across to Missouri back before they put the interstate there. And when they put the interstate there, you can just zip over there.
Now, the interstate goes up that big bluff there at Lennox. Did your family own any of that ground?
Split it,
Yeah.
split it in two.
Yep.
So where the interstate highway goes up the bluff from Crothersville going to Dyersburg,
Yeah.
that ground was y'all's
On both sides of the road.
both sides of the road?
Yeah, up to wherever it started. Yeah.
Up against the bluff,
Yeah.
Going up the bluff.
No, where the
on the bluff.
where the interstate
Where it starts going up.
starts going up.
Right.
The interstate runs. They own the property.
On both sides.
Did
we,
you-
We could stop it. We could sit in the house in the morning, need to feed the cows, and we could just drive up past our gravel pit, going around there and hit a ridge, go on a little further and hit another ridge, go down the valley, up the hill. Right over there would be our barn and cows.
And then when they put the interstate through there, that changed it all, right?
Changed the world.
Now,
Mr. Campbell
Tony?
had me to testify to that guy. My favorite hunting spot was right down where the highway went. Where I squirrel hunted all the time. He always said I was going to testify to the state men. But it was a good hunting area.
I was told it was supposed to went down 79 highway,
that's what I was.
and the farmers. Did you two?
I've heard that. I've heard that too.
Said the farmers in Lake County stopped it because it would take their farm workers away.
One of the farmers was tied up with a politician, I think, and they had it done.
Yeah,
They had it.
I don't know.
They had it
anything about
changed.
Yeah,
There was a ferry down there,
I know.
Yeah.
that. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
but it is probably a lot quicker the way they went. I don't know if it is or not.
You wouldn't know the difference.
But it comes out right at Crothersville.
Yeah, one side or the other.
And
Well,
Biden-
if you
and
went down
Biden-
79 highway, you'd been right there at Crothersville.
You've been
the-
right there at the top of Crowsville.
You'd been right there in the middle of Crothersville.
Yeah.
That's where the ferry was.
Yeah.
Now I take it that when you said it changed the world, that your dad and y'all probably weren't in favor of the interstate coming through your farm.
No,
Didn't want it.
didn't want it. I didn't care where they put it. I didn't care where they put it, but not put it where they did.
If it'd been 2 miles the other way, you'd been well.
Yeah.
Either direction.
Yeah, either direction. I'm just talking about myself now. Don't be.
No, that's what because I wouldn't have wanted it. I wouldn't have wanted it to be on my property either.
I wouldn't want it in Pagoda.
Because if you go to where their property is now, there's some houses up there on the bluff that overlook.
That's where that was our property. And that ridge there, or the next ridge, is where we just keep on going. You wind up on the McCullers Chapel Road, I guess. No, it wasn't with McCullers Chapel
Fern
Road.
Lake.
Yeah.
Fern Lake guy bought that on
But
the other side.
no, we didn't want it.
It was some of the best views in Dyer County. I mean, I've been up there. There's houses up there now.
Well, if anybody has never been up there, it is nice. It's got some great houses up there, but it'd been nicer over there, over here,
Down the road.
or down the road. Yeah.
It changed everything, didn't it?
How long did it take them to build it from when they talked about, whenever they decided they were going to do it?
I think it opened in 76. I'm guessing there.
Probably 3 years or
3 or 4.
3 or 4 years. Yeah, I don't remember that.
Well, the guy that was helping y'all work got killed on that bridge, fell off top. He's down there showing off. Fell off
Yeah,
that bridge.
he was half drunk, got up there showing off on that bridge and slipped or jumped in the river,
Fell off that thing.
drowned. And I found him about 2 or 3 weeks later down the rivers on the Arkansas side.
You know, they tell me one of the Foxes would ride one of them concrete trucks out there and dump it. They'd pick him up in the concrete truck
Yeah.
to the middle of it, and he would dump that concrete truck. I wonder if that's true, because they're still alive. Them boys are.
I don't know.
You had never heard that?
I have not.
I'd have had to find
That
me
might
another.
not
I'd
be
had to
true.
find me another job.
I sure was told that.
Now, how much dirt did they have to move off that bluff?
Oh, I have no idea. It's a bunch.
I know it was probably heartbreaking to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did they hit gravel when they was moving it?
We already had the gravel.
Yeah, but you done got the gravel out of there where they
Well,
did.
it's still a little gravel up there, but we sold gravel out of that before you went up the hill there. For
I don't
years.
remember where they got gravel, where the road went or not, but
I don't know about
I don't
that.
remember them saying they did, but it. They had. Well, you can tell how much they had to cut by what's on the side of it, but
They probably cut some off of one hill and put it down on the next low valley,
Yeah.
another neck in the road.
Now I heard this, and I don't know if it's accurate or not, but they said that bluff. Of course, anytime the government does something, they're going to do all kinds of studies, and they said that the dirt that made that bluff blew in here from out west, and just started. I mean, who knows how many hundreds of years.
I don't know about out west, but I've heard the same thing, that the dirt was blown in there. But now coming from out there in Nevada to Tennessee is a pretty long
Oh, I
place.
don't-
I find that.
pretty good wind, didn't it?
I think it'd take longer than 100 years because y'all have almost been born 100. You ain't no bluffs formed nowhere. have
Out
they?
west would have been Caruthersville.
I'm working on it.
It's about
Now,
like
you
the moon landing.
They blew through all them trees over in Arkansas on the Boot Hill,
Now you
Missouri.
You talked about your
Ain't got
dad.
nothing left.
Your dad was a bird hunter and a squirrel hunter.
Yeah.
How was bird hunting, quail?
Quail,
Did y'all go quail hunting very much?
yes, a whole lot. But he was the one that could really quail hunt, and he had the good dogs to prove it. And he was as one of the best, and I'm bragging, he was one of the best shots on a duck or quail that you'll run into, because he had to start doing it back when he was young. His daddy would drop him off some shells right there at Cow Lane for the train cross, and he'd go down there to the back of the field in the woods and kill squirrels so we could have something to eat. My grandmother and me and Ann.
Now, when y'all would go, I'm glad you brought that up. When y'all would go hunting, I know some people that they think they need to take 5 to 10 boxes of shells every time they go hunting.
No.
How many did
That's
y'all
just squirrel
have?
hunting.
Did y'all have access to that much
Well, if
ammunition?
I didn't have that much money.
Yeah.
you're going to go quail hunting, if you could afford it, you'd need at least a box of shells, because you're going to shoot and miss and shoot and miss.
But back then,
They would throw him out shells. My granddaddy would on that train, coming through Lennox. He'd throw out a shell so Daddy could go down the bottoms on the duck hunting and kill us some ducks in the wintertime. And he might have 3 or 4 shells.
I can remember my granddad talking about where they would go to the store and buy 5, 6, 7 shells.
Yeah.
And they did that because that's all the money they had.
Well, yeah, that's what it was.
Well, they told me that people in Lennox would bring him shells to go hunting, to bring him, birds back,
Yeah.
and
So they could eat something.
squirrel hunting out of the bill.
Yeah.
So we could have something to eat.
Yeah. Now, was there a lot of quail back then?
Yes. You just knew where they were. You could find them. That was no problem.
When I moved out there where I am now, I had squirrels down. I had quail down both fence rows.
If I offered you a $100 bill to go out there and find a quail today, what do you think would happen? You think you'd get to collect that $100 bill?
No way.
I'd still be broke.
What do you think has happened to the quail?
Well, a lot of the ground has been cleared.
Coyotes.
The coyotes, the dogs,
Cats.
you just name it. It used to be a covey of quail down at the end of Caroline there. They hadn't been there in 5 or 6 years.
They don't have the cover they used to have. It's
Right.
We hunted them. We hunted them pretty hard till about 92, and did pretty good. Jeff Thomas and I up there at New Bern. Jeff always had a good bird dog, and we really enjoyed hunting them. We got in. Well, I used to get with Buckhannon up there at New Bern. We'd go out through Chick and all through that area. He knew all that area. It was good bird hunting back then, but like you say, what happened to them, I don't know, but they're not there. Squirrels are still, I think, pretty plentiful. I know they are now.
Now the quails you would find in what? Fence rows?
Yeah, fence rows, the edge of the woods, places like that. But you just like I say, you just don't find any quail anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to find a fence row.
Can you hear them sing? I'd like to hear one sing one time.
I mean, it's hard to find
Fence rows now.
It's hard to find fence rows.
Yeah.
And
There was one behind my house the other day, in my backyard.
a fence row or a quail?
Both.
Well, probably one quail. I remember you telling me about that. If you see a quail now, you take note of it. And I can remember up until probably the 80s or 90s, you'd hear a quail all the time.
Yeah.
I'd love to see quail.
Yeah.
I'd
I don't
love to
see
hear.
field larks either.
I have a theory on how the quail population could be helped. If people would start hunting quail more, and like when I grew up hunting quail, we bought our birds and put them out on the farms. Well, over the years, you ended up with a bunch of wild quail.
Yeah.
So if people would hunt more quail, even if it's buying them and hunting for their dogs and training their dogs over bought quail, I think eventually, if you don't harvest them all, eventually
Yeah.
you end up getting wild quail. But I don't. That's just my theory.
I know they put them out one time because there was an article where Uncle Charles put, I forgot how many thousands out in Obion County.
I just don't. I mean, you couldn't around here, around Pagoda. They can't sustain themselves because
There's nowhere to hide.
There's
Yeah.
nowhere to hide. If there's a fence row, it's limbed and it's very narrow, and there's no crops or fields or there just doesn't have as much grass in it as it used to, and things of that nature.
That's right.
Have you looked around
And
this year?
yeah, I've looked around. It takes more than a year to get a. I mean, rabbits are the same way. Did y'all used to hunt rabbits much?
Yeah. I was longer before hunted rabbits when I was in the teens, but really didn't go out to hunt rabbits too much. But we would kill a rabbit when we was quail hunting, if he jumped up in front of us.
Now I know we'll probably go squirrel hunting open in the morning, maybe for a little bit. White, if he goes with us, he'll show up about an hour and a half late.
It wasn't.
On his phone.
and
It
then
wasn't an hour and a half,
It was probably more.
and
like,
it was 2 days after I'd started talking to a new girl
Probably about.
who's now my fiance.
Oh, how's that
So-
working out for you?
So
Tony will show up looking like a terrorist.
So what?
Yeah.
What you're telling? You're getting into the details. I'm just stating the facts, and you.
well, your facts are wrong. It wasn't an hour and a
Your
half.
facts.
Were you? Let me ask you. Were you on time?
No,
Did you look more at the ground or up in the sky? Up in
Up
the
in the
trees?
squirrel.
I looked at this phone more than
He was
probably
looking for ground
anything.
squirrel.
He walked right by me. Probably.
Well, you were dressed like a terrorist.
Tony
You had a
been-
headgear and
Tony
everything
been
on.
lying.
You mean I was camouflaged?
No,
You didn't have to be
I think it was
camouflaged.
bright red or something.
no, it was bright blue. It was a bright. You were standing behind a tree.
Squirrel hunting, and you
Well, you act like I didn't see you.
you didn't see me until I said, "Hey." You look. But anyway, squirrel hunting is not that big of a thing anymore.
No.
How was it back when?
When we got up, squirrel hunting was big over at the house. Knew where them hickory trees were. Go up there and get them things. And my mother could make y'all's mother's probably too, could make the best fried squirrel in the world. Tom could probably tell you that.
Yeah, ours
He's a
mama
good
can.
cook.
But we knew where the trees are and go up there and hunt a couple of hours. Skeeters wasn't bad. and just come home. My mother would help me clean them. Sometimes when Mike and Jeff got big enough, they'd hold them. But
Sometimes she'd clean them. She was a dandy, I tell you.
I can't
She
clean
was a
it.
good-
I never have figured out how to clean a squirrel. I'll always end up tearing it in half or
where do you start in on it?
Mr.
I usually start in at the center and try to. Well, see, I didn't never.
Next time you want to clean a squirrel, get somebody to hold their back legs and somebody get a hold of the tail and have a sharp knife and cut right there and pull. Cut right there and pull. Then you just work it right on down.
I've heard people been able to do it. I just never have. Maybe Mr. Thomas showed me how to clean a squirrel.
Mr. Campbell cleaned them thing would be a hair on it. I never was that good. I can clean them, but they had hair on them. But I used to laugh at him. His mother was a jewel. She did have a pretty daughter that I married, but his mother was a jewel. I'm telling you, she could cook, work, and Mr. Campbell knew how to use her. He could work her hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like our mama.
What was the favorite part of the squirrel?
My wife likes the head.
I like the squirrel. The best part of the squirrel is the back legs. Then that bone runs down the meat on each side of their backbone. That is great. But the number one thing I say is their back legs fried.
Did you like the brains?
No, but his
Oh.
my sister did.
Oh, she,
Don't mess with no.
no,
Don't.
I had to learn to quit shooting the heads when I moved down there. When I married her, because first thing I did brought squirrels in without a head, and she liked that a fit.
Yeah.
She'd take that thing and get that knife, whop that head, and I'm standing there. I said, "Holy mackerel, what have I married?
It bothered
Sounds like
you.
me.
A cannibal."
But she was a Campbell, so
Yeah.
See, that's the same thing with my wife. She told me one day when we crack them heads and everything, what are these people doing? What are these kind of people? But yeah, she loved to eat them brains.
I've heard people eating squirrel brains. I don't pig brains. I never have.
We
found
like
fo-
game.
I don't know that I want to.
I've never found a fondness
I
for
don't
it.
like brains. But I was raised on game. When I grew up, we had to have. We like most people. We had to eat game to have meat a lot of times. You know.
Well, y'all lived a long time in Dyer County, and I could sit here and talk to you for hours. But how has Dyer County, in your minds, changed since you were 20 years old till now? What has changed the most in the way people live and things of that nature?
Well, I think people live better today than they did those days, and you seem like you got, I don't know, but just a lot better people in the around.
Now than back then?
Yeah, I'm talking about it. Maybe back in the 50s, 60s.
I've been lucky. We had good people around us when I grew up. When I grew up, we could walk down the street and everybody had gardens. Everybody had back porches. Everybody had screened back porches, and everybody would put their sausage and biscuits and vegetables on their back porch, and they expected you to stop and eat. I mean, they wanted you to. And as a kid, you just do it without thinking, going down through there, and people, you mowed their yard and did things like that. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what's the same way now or not, but it was a fun time considering nobody had money, nobody cared. I mean, everybody was in the same shape.
That's just what I think. Say everybody's saying.
Yeah, you grew up in town though, right?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I
you
was
grew
in
up.
town.
You grew up in town, and you grew up in the country, right?
Right.
And
We'd go to town, me and mother and daddy and Thomas and my sister, to get groceries. No 49 Ford, and once a week is on a Saturday night. Just get what we got to have and come on home.
You mean y'all didn't go to town, which to us is Dyersburg, 4 or 5 times a day?
Oh, Lord, no. We were lucky to go one time a week on Saturday night and get something to eat for the coming week.
Well, you were raised on a farm, and you were raised in Mr. Tom, you
I was
wasn't
born
raised
on a farm.
Did you ever have to chop cotton?
Chop cotton, pick cotton.
I had to chop cotton.
You ever had to pick it?
Yeah.
I hated to pick cotton, but I hated to chop cotton.
Everybody hates chopped cotton.
But I didn't mind too much picking cotton because when I got big enough, had a lot of people picking, I'd get to haul it to the gin, and I'd get me a Coca-Cola there at the gin house and drink it going back, carrying my trailer back, wait for get another load. I was so happy when I got a Coca-Cola. I was probably 12 or 13 years old.
Now, just a lot of people was listening and never had to chop cotton. I've had chopped cotton. Wally's had chopped cotton.
That's worse than picking. Yeah. To me.
Now, I remember us chopping cotton. It seemed like when we got to the one end of the other side of the field, we had to go to the other, start back and go back. Is that how it was back then?
Yes,
And everybody was always ahead of me. They'd get to the end, get the rest of it. I'd get to the end. I'd have to hurry up and try to catch up. But
now, was it just you that had to, or was it a mom, dad?
No, it was just a couple of us boys. Well, my mother was one of those that believed a man ought to work. That's why I'm worthless today. But she was going to have you a job the minute school was out. And she didn't believe in no rest, no relaxed time. Go to work. So I had to go from school to the field, but it was good for me.
What about you? What about you, William Paul? When it was cotton chopping time, did the boys or who all went in your family?
Well, just every one of us is big enough to chop. Ann would go, and my mother, and me, and I don't really know where Daddy was at that time.
He was taking care of affairs.
I don't know what he.
He was out doing business with it.
He hated to chop cotton, but in the fall, like I said a while ago, I'd get carried to the gin, and he would, and I'd have to dump the sacks, and like I say, I wasn't all that old, and it was hard on me. But everybody got it done, But it was the chopping cotton. It was hard, and a lot of older women, like 50 years old, picking cotton. You had to use a lot of older women, because the men would be out gathering corn or whatever.
Now, for the younger people that's listening, when you talk about picking cotton, you're not talking about going and getting in a 6-row big green machine and running it. You're talking about what?
You're talking about having a
9-foot sack,
a hole. You're talking about a hole with a blade on it down there, and going out to your cotton patch, and maybe your cotton might be 6 or 8 inches tall, and you'd chop the weeds beside your cotton. You'd have about 2 or 3 cotton plants here, and you'd skip a little bit, and here'd be another cotton. Chop it down, grass and hot.
And then when you picked it, you didn't pick it with a machine. You picked it with what, your hands?
Yeah, and then a lot of that was done by older women too. And they could have gloves on up here, and they're just fingers sticking. I never did figure out how they could just use about that much open and get all that cotton. And their husbands would probably be gathering corn for somebody or something other, or doing this and that. But those older women.
They'd pick 300 pounds a day.
No, they didn't. They picked a bunch, but mostly of the cotton that was chopped, and the early picking cotton was done by a lot of women.
Was you happy to see a cotton picker?
Yeah, I had to pick, but I've run a cotton picker and I loved that.
Had you rather run a cotton picking machine or run pull a sack through a field and pick?
I'd rather have that cotton picking machine. And I've drove a lot of them. Started out with a 1-row.
1 row?
Wound up with a 4-row. And wound up with them in a shed.
Was it a 1-row machine, cotton picker, or was it a apparatus you put on a tractor?
It was an apparatus. You put it on a tractor.
Okay, was it John Deere or
John Deere.
International Harvester?
No.
RT, they talking about Mr. Tom used to mow the neighbor's yard and all. You ever thought about that?
No.
Well, you ought to bring that tradition back.
Who's he going to get mowed? Mark's?
Oh, the one right beside him. Can't even see the house. It's so tall now.
I kind of like it.
Oh, well, as long as you like it.
That's what matters most.
A lot of rabbits. A lot of rabbits in there.
Habitat. Cover.
That.
Creating habitat.
It's a good. It blocks my yard from the road. Don't even know mine's there. That's why I like it.
RT likes privacy.
It
Well, why don't
deters.
you let yours grow up like that if you like it so much?
No, I like mine to look good.
Oh, you like yours mowed.
Hey, RT, you got any questions for Mr. Tom or William Paul? I've asked a lot of questions.
No
That
doubt.
ain't unusual.
Well, I mean, y'all sit there like with a amazed look on your face when I talk.
Well,
I don't think it's amazed.
if you leave about a 3-second pause between your questions, it'd give us time to ask one.
What do you think, little Whitey?
He's got his next one lined up before they can answer.
I'm gonna ask them something. You're both in your 80s. I know you'd like to go back and do most of it all again, but you're probably like the rest of us. You're pretty happy the way it's turned out.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you went back and did it again, it might not turn out the same.
That's true. That is true.
And everything's to an adjustment. So
And I'm happy that I could do what I did.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I've ever wanted to do.
Hey, do y'all want to go duck hunting with us this year?
Oh, if I got my shoulders in shape, I might, but I can't have no pressure on these shoulders. I mean, it's it. I go August the 5th to get another shot.
Hey, what kind of gun was the hot shotgun that everybody wanted back when y'all were
Browning automatic.
A5 humpback?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
yeah, that's what they
Yeah,
were.
that little hump there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Started out with old Remington, Brown and
Yeah.
Patton.
The Model 11?
That was the first one. Then you went to, when you got enough money, you got that Browning.
Yeah.
What's the hot one now? The latest, greatest,
Super
great?
Black Eagle.
Really?
I figured A400 probably.
That or A400. I mean, yeah.
What if it hadn't come up with nothing better than an A400?
What is the number on the
I mean-
Super Black Eagles now?
3.
3? Is that how high they've gotten?
But everybody likes the 2s, ain't it?
But yeah, everyone wants the 2.
I thought everybody wanted the
Well,
original.
I've had them all, and I like the 400 a
And
lot better.
arguably now there's been a huge surplus in people wanting the old H&K ones, Super Black Eagle 1.
Yeah,
That's
the original
that's the hot commodity
for
now.
the youngsters.
No, just adults trying to find
don't
them
want one.
they're so much better than the new technology. That older Super Black Eagle 1.
I had one. The A400's by far a
Really?
better gun.
I don't like the A400 because it's just so like big.
I've got
It's a
a
big gun.
black, a Super Black Eagle like you're talking about, and it's a good shooting gun, and I've shot it years and years, but it will chew your finger up.
Yeah, that's what.
I don't know why, and it never bothered me till somebody asked me if it did, and I said no, and then I started noticing it. You'd have a big old soldier.
They called it the Benelli bump.
Is that what they call it? I don't know what does it.
What?
He's getting attacked by a fly over there.
I'm telling you, he's after me.
That
And
fly there.
it's on my bad side, too.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Tom said he'll hit you. He'll hit you. Well, anyway, the old A5. You know, the thing about collecting guns is that it's kind of like collecting duck calls. It's like collecting everything. I like the old wooden duck calls, like the Earl Dennisons and N.O. White. Y'all remember N.O. White? Used to teach school. He may have been your shop teacher.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people that are, when I say younger than me, in 30s and 40s, they're in their 30s and 40s. They want the calls that, like the acrylic calls, because their dads may have been blowing acrylic calls back then. So used to the Browning A5s were a hot collecting, and they still are, I
Still
guess,
are, yeah.
to a point,
Yeah.
but they haven't their price values haven't gone up. It's these acrylic black guns, not acrylic, but these black guns like the Super Black Eagle. Of course, you had one that was a wood Super Black Eagle, didn't you, Wally?
The one, the first to ever come out.
Yep. It's a good gun.
I got rid of it.
But I like the A500, 400.
Benelli just Mike just bought one. That's why I know this. But you know, a lot of people that don't shoot Benelli, their reason is they don't like shooting a raised rib. You know how the rib kind of comes up like your A400.
That's the only reason I like the banana.
The Montefeltros now are not raised; they're flat ribs. So he just sold all of his Super Black Eagles. Bought
Really?
Montefeltros.
I didn't like the flat rib.
See him?
I see him. He's all around you. You're having a fit.
I know it.
A fly's bothering him for the viewing world. He's the only one that flies around.
Oh, there you go, attacking him again.
Well, you know, as I hear y'all talk, but I think it changed so much in my lifetime. We had ball games every day on Monroe Street, Sandlot. Today, kids can play organized ball from 4 years old up. But I don't see them having the fun we had. I watch them, and they look like their daddy made them come almost.
Yep.
When I go over and watch them, and I think, you know, I don't know that they're missing something or not. Or the daddies, do y'all think the daddies and mamas are making them go?
I think
You talking
them.
about travel ball?
Well, no, I'm just talking about ball games that I see.
I'm pleading the fifth on this.
I tell you what I
Are they
think.
pushed?
It's just my opinion. So certain ones are pushed, certain ones love it, but there's a lot of kids that don't even get to play ball because nobody's playing it because their parents won't take the time
Yeah.
to carry them there.
But see, everybody, of course, I was lucky enough to live in town, a small town, and people could walk from, and nobody worried about walking.
Yeah.
Nobody worried about their kids walking. And they'd walk from east side of New Bern all the way over to our side. And we'd all congregate and have a ball game year round, a basketball game, a baseball game, or a football game out there. And but we had such a good time, even though we didn't have it organized for us. It was fun. It was fun. And I helped Scott a little bit one year when Adam was growing up. And I asked this kid, I said, "You don't look like you're happy at all." He said, "I'd rather be home playing
Video games. Yep.
And I said, "Well, if I was you, that's what I would do." Because, I mean, he was standing there. What he did, he went up to the plate and he never swung the bat. I said, "You're missing the fun of the game." He said, I don't want to play.
Yep.
Well, you got back.
That's what I was going to say. Is there's just too many kids on the tablets and video games now?
Well, their kids have more options.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more. Before you had phones and tablets and video games and things like that, your entertainment was
Yeah.
getting together with your friends and
But it
playing
don't come
basketball.
down to fun. That's like
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm young still. I mean, I'm under 30, and I think even in my generation, when I was a kid, that's all we wanted to do was play ball, no matter where it was, on the recess playground or at the ball fields. It didn't matter. We just wanted to play ball, and whatever sport was going on during that time of the season or year, that's what we played. But now I don't think that's the case. I agree with you on that.
I just think it has to be fun in whatever you're doing.
Yep.
I mean, if you don't enjoy farming, you're going to make a mess of it. I mean, unless you just got to. But you got to enjoy your work. You got to enjoy your play. I mean, if you push, it's you're going to do it, but it's not going to be near the thing. At least that's what I found out in my lifetime.
Yeah, we used to hate to haul hay and used to hate to chop cotton. Once we got out there, though, it was fine.
Well, we had a
We
good
laughed.
bunch of guys.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. But with thinking about it was awful, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking about it right now.
Yeah, we'd be hauling hay
course.
about today.
What's the heat index out there? About probably 105 today.
Real field's 106. Yeah.
The
We'd
heat
be hauling
index
hay.
is 106. No, it's still a little cool for Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to tell this story. You were talking about you didn't know where your dad was chopping cotton.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell one of my cotton chopping stories, and it was out at Rats. And it had rained, so it was muddy. You know, when you chop cotton and, you know, the mud will get on your hoe.
Yeah.
And Daddy was there, and Wally was there, and Mama was there. And I remember it chopping. I didn't want to be there. My hole started getting muddy. Well, there's an old Indian rock that was in the dirt. And I kept telling Daddy my hole won't chop. He said, hit it on that rock. I reared back and I hit that hole on that rock, and the head fell off. It broke the handle.
Oh.
And he looked at me, and I was thinking, I'm going home. And you know what he did?
Yeah.
He handed me his hoe, and he left.
Oh my God.
Worked out well.
Worked out well for him. I guess he left because he's mad at me, and I did not mean
I
to break the
mad
hoe.
at you for breaking the hoe.
Well, you can have some heck of a times on the farm, but most of it is good. You're outside, and if you want to go hunting in hunting season, hopefully you can. Duck season, have somewhere to go, have somebody to go with you.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Yes.
Well, anyway, do y'all have any questions for them? I'll just keep talking and asking questions all day long.
No.
But I know we probably have a time limit, don't we, RT?
I don't think we do at this point.
At this point. Did
Didn't run over it.
Well, what would the time limit have been?
We're almost 2 hours, ain't we?
Yeah.
Are we? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, I'd just say
Load.
I'm happy to be back. I've missed the past 3 or 4 of these, but I appreciate y'all coming in. I know certainly for me, one of my favorite things to listen to is duck hunting history, and I think our listeners would agree with that too. Love old history of duck hunting, so I appreciate the stories.
Well, maybe next time Mr. Tom can tell us some.
We ain't even started lying yet.
Yeah.
We get to that, it really gets good.
We're going to go back to the 50s and hunt with Mr. Tom and another guy, Earl Dennison's
K.W. Dennison,
Yeah.
who is Earl Dennison's son.
son.
Talk
Yeah.
about hunting up around the Trimble area
Yeah.
Before they cleared the river.
before they cleared the river. And hunting
Back
over
when they
up-
made that picture, Obion River bottoms? Wasn't that in
Obion,
the
which
50s?
one?
When the one in the 57 or 8 they made, Memories?
I think he's talking about that print you like.
Obion
Before
River
they
memory
cleared
or-
it. They cleared it in 60 and 61.
What,
Cleaned it out.
we'll tell you about when we was night riders over at the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah. So you got any other questions, Wyatt?
No, I'm good.
How about you, RT?
No, not that I can think of.
You got well, I appreciate y'all coming. I've enjoyed
I
it.
enjoyed it.
I
Yeah,
hope
thank
you
you.
come back again. I know it went a little long. We took a little bit of time, and William Paul got attacked by it looked like a green fly. It did look. Didn't look like an ordinary house fly, and it wasn't a horse
I
fly.
don't know, but he was determined. And I couldn't get over there either.
He was determined, and you showed. That's that's your punishment for shooting all them mallard ducks. Your shoulder.
Oh, he's back.
He's back now.
Yeah, I've shot my share of him. He's still after me.
He's still after you. I think it's a descendant of a greenhead.
Have we got any announcements?
If you count the ones I missed, that's where my shoulder.
Announcements.
Any kind of announcements? Anything coming up that we need to tell?
Wyatt, are you going this week? Tuesday?
Tuesday? No, I can't.
Okay.
Yay.
Me and Wally are going to.
I had full intentions of going, but
Cut his mic off. We don't hear
had
anything.
full intentions of going, but my
Excuses.
But I got to go to the Bahamas.
no, I have to work because my associate's out of town for 2 weeks, so I have to work now. I'm the only one left.
Yeah, and I won't be there because, well, I'm on a board of judicial conduct, and we have a meeting
You mean Miss Rose is gone?
once a year, and I won't be there. Just on the same day. But anyway, RT, you got us a quote.
No.
Well, you tell us
I kind of looked for one, but what was you gonna say?
did we finish where we're headed?
No, Tony cut us
Yeah,
off.
He does all
He
the time.
cut us off.
He won't be there to cut us
Yeah.
off. It's
Me and Wally are going to talk at TAPA,
Tappa.
which is Tennessee Agriculture Production Association.
You sure?
I think that's right.
I think.
So-
No, I thought it was desperation for where we was going.
Yeah, yeah.
No, they're in desperation.
I know it.
They asked us to come.
Well,
to
do,
get-
their
we're gonna
budget
do a
was low.
PowerPoint, and
well, do they know that White and I aren't coming?
We didn't tell them.
well, they
So that's why y'all still invited.
they didn't care about why. They kind of asked if we would leave Tony
Yeah,
and not bring
What time is it?
8:30.
8:30 in the morning at Pickwick.
Yeah, and it's on a. I mean, it's a
close,
big schedule.
It's close to Memphis,
it's a-
so
Pickwick.
I made a PowerPoint while they're supposed to be studying it.
Oh, I'm supposed to look at it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't
'Cause
worry.
you know how it'd be rambling.
Don't worry. He'll talk all about it and ask you why you didn't come out with an
Well,
outline.
I told him I didn't want him to talk about what's on the screen because he'll start talking about something that's 10 slides away. You know what I mean?
You mean I do?
I may go with y'all. I got
Yeah.
a kid I can
And then
ask to help me.
he'll probably come up with something in the middle.
So
He's
what you're-
already talking about. Well, let's do a giveaway.
So,
Yeah, but that's for the.
so what you're
deer
going,
hunt.
what you're saying is you're going to get out. You're not going to get past the first page of your PowerPoint.
Tony, it's not going to be
Probably.
organized.
I know.
And we are
the
gonna make fun of
slides
you a
done.
lot,
The
Tony.
slides
Yeah,
organized.
me and you.
If you're
If
not
me and you
there-
don't show, we're.
Oh, it's
we're-
on.
I'm the
It's
most
on.
organized
And I'm
sitting
the
at this table. I guarantee.
Can y'all record it so we can at least hear how
I
bad
don't know
y'all
if y'all
talk?
want to record it with it. It's going to be bad.
Anyway, our guests are getting restless because I know I am.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, anyways, I didn't have a quote. I mean, I looked at some and I said, no, I can't. Couldn't find any I really liked. But something that's been on my mind this week, I saw it on just a clip from a podcast, but it was a guy. They asked this guy, he said, you know, are you generally, or he's like, with your life, are you happy? And he's like, you know, I've started looking at it different, that I don't try to maintain happiness. I'm more interested in peace instead of, you know, buying things or going to events or decisions that we make. Instead of trying to be happy for a short period of time, are we doing things that are putting, I guess, our minds and our souls at peace? So that's something that's kind of been on my mind here lately. I guess we can all carry.
That's pretty good.
It is content. I think being
Yeah.
content with
Because,
your circumstances.
Yeah, I need some advice on that. But since he don't have a quote, can I have something? Can I say something?
I guess.
Sure, Wally.
How to calm an angry woman?
Oh, yeah. I want to
Would that-
understand this.
Well, you think we got any women listeners?
We won't.
yeah, I
If
need
we
to,
do, we won't.
I need to learn this. I'm
How
going
to
to go
calm
home.
an angry woman?
I'll go home and try it.
You look at her and you say, I can tell that you're overly emotional. So I'm going hunting to give you some time to cool down. That ought to calm any angry woman.
Yeah.
You don't think that'll work?
What do you think? It
I
may
don't
work
know.
with
I've
you.
seen it on the internet.
Yeah,
Mate.
everything you see on the internet.
It
boy.
may work with you.
White, you got anything else to say?
No, I'm good.
Anything y'all want to add?
I'm good.
I didn't slap at him listening. Well, he had fly.
He thought about it.
Fly.
He's gone somewhere for a while.
We're going fly hunting after
Going
this
fly
episode.
Cool. Well, I appreciate y'all coming. Anyway, it's and I like hearing about the history of things. And there'll become a time, Wally, where when we're how we
Y'all
were
may
hunt-
be able to sit and tell somebody something.
is his history. Cause
I don't know
it's-
if anybody's going to want to listen to yours, though, Tony.
They're already done heard it.
They already done
Right.
heard it.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there a little bit. It's called putting these things out there, ideas. They may not want to listen. I don't care. I won't care then.
You
Because
say
you know
something?
why, RT? Because I'll be content.
That's good.
I'll be content. Well, anything else? You want to close with a prayer?
Yeah. All right. Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together again to have another podcast with two very experienced gentlemen that we surely appreciate them to come and share their views. And Lord, let us always try to be better to people than they are to us. Let us try to do the right thing if the opportunity comes, and let us try to walk Christ-like in everything we do. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
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 Good advice.
Well, listening world, this is Go to Boys. It's the end of another podcast. It's a little long, but it's well worth the listen. We appreciate you. We're broadcasting from downtown Bogota, Tennessee at the No Limit Cafe in the heart of the duck hunting capital of the galaxy. Till we can speak again.